Hello, sir. I am Sarthak Bharadwaj, and today I will be explaining our topic. Our topic is finding the maxima and minima of a quadratic equation using ternary search. You must be wondering why not just use binary search and why go with ternary search at all? So the answer to this question lies in how these searches work. Let us assume a domain from -2 to 2. Binary search, as you can see in the picture in front of you, divides this array into two parts. But the problem comes that it cannot tell us where to go next, like go towards the right or go towards the left. This problem is fixed by ternary search because it now divides the array into three parts. So we have two references and we can compare these reference points and choose which region to go next. So the ternary search is not much faster than binary search. It may seem like that the time complexity of ternary search should be log n to the base 3, but the increased comparisons, because binary search has only two comparisons while ternary search will have more than three comparisons, the asymptotic complexity becomes same as binary search. So it may not be faster, but it does help us solve this problem easily. Now, my friend Mayank will explain and give you a demo of the code.
Thank you, Sarthak. So, as he explained and gave the background of the algorithm, I would like to delve a little deeper before we take a look at the code. So, suppose we have the standard parabolic graph of a quadratic equation. It's minimized at -1, 9. So, how are we exactly going to apply this algorithm? So, as Sarthak mentioned, we are going to use ternary search, and to do that, we are going to divide this graph into two equal halves. So now we are going to, our aim is to shortlist the region which is bulging out the most, because the more bulgy region would be the one containing the maxima or the minima. So in this case, we have to remove these two domains and consider only this domain, so that we can further narrow down our search. And applying this algorithm again and again and making this region shorter and shorter would eventually lead us to a point where we either get to this value, or we are going to get to two values, and then we are going to compare those values and get this value again. So this algorithm is going to follow a recursive procedure, and here we have the code. So I've started out by defining some global variables a1, b1, c1, l and u. So here a1, b1 and c1 just denote the coefficient of x square, x and the constant, just as any standard quadratic equation. L denotes the lower limit and u the upper limit. So in the main function, I have prompted the user to enter all of these values, and then we are going to enter the lower and the upper limit, and then we are going to display the prompts entered by the user. So then we are going to have a small check of whether the upper limit is lesser than the lower limit or not, in which case the code will become invalid because the upper limit is meant to be higher than the lower limit. Now, if it is not the case, then we are going to go on to the soup of this code. So here we have another small check, and we are going to compare the coefficient of x square of the given quadratic equation. If the coefficient of x square is less than 0, then the mouth of the graph will open downwards. That means that we are going to search for maxima in this graph. Otherwise, the mouth of the graph will open upwards. That is, we are going to search for minima on this graph. Now, I have divided the algorithm into two parts, that is ternary search 1 and ternary search 2. Ternary search 1 is just aiding us in finding the maxima, and ternary search 2 is helping us to find the minima. So here I have defined two other functions. They are exp and diffexp. So exp just returns the value of any quadratic equation based on the value of x that you provide to it. Now this value of x is passed into exp as a parameter, and the corresponding value of the y coordinate is returned from this function. What diffexp does is gives you the derivative of the quadratic equation at that point x. So now we are going to look at the algorithm of the ternary search. So if we look at ternary search 1, we have started out pretty fundamentally by defining mid 1 and mid 2. And this function takes the lower limit and the upper limit of our domain as the value. The interesting thing to note about this code is that we have not defined any array yet, because there's no need to, as the lower and the upper limits are taking care of that, and we are increasing every step by the count of 1. So there's no need to define an array, but we can do with that also. Anyway, so after defining mid 1 and mid 2, first we are going to check this one condition. This condition is going to be very helpful in the recursive algorithm, which we are going to talk about later. So if the lower limit turns out to be mid 1 or the upper limit turns out to be mid 2, then we are going to check whether the value of the expression at L is greater than or equal to the value of the upper limit at the of the expression or not. In this case, we are going to return L because we are going to find the maxima, and the maxima is where the value of the expression is the greatest in the given domain. Otherwise, we are going to return the upper limit. Now, after that, we are going to check for whether the differentiation of the quadratic equation is equal to 0 at any point or not. By any point, we are just checking L, mid 1, mid 2, and U. They are going to cover, they are going to take care of all the necessary points. So the characteristic of maxima is that uh, whenever we slope the maxima or the minima, we get the slope as 0. So in that case, we can be rest assured that the point is either a maxima or a minima, in which case we will return it. So this is just the code for that. And otherwise, if none of the above conditions are satisfying, then we are pretty sure that we are going to implement some of our recursive functions. So to understand this, we must take a look at the graph again. Now, what is the characteristic of the slope we are talking about in this region? We can clearly see that unlike these regions, the slope in this region is first increasing, then decreasing, and then changing its sign. So here we have made the use of that. We have, based on some conditions like this basic differentiation, we have narrowed down the region. So in this case, this condition tells you whether the region between L and mid 1, which is the first region, will be considered or not. Similarly, the second region and the third region is given by these lines of codes. Now, ternary search 2 does the exact same thing, but the only difference is that since we are talking about the minima here, we are going to change the sign. That is, from for every greater than here, it will be less than here. Because if we talk about it logically, then the shape of the graph is being changed. The mouth of the graph, in one case, is being opened upwards. In the other case, it would be opened downwards. So this is basically the code, and through recursion it would lead us to one point that we are going to print out using these statements. So now let's run this code and take a look at it. So here we have this great tool called Desmos, in which we can plot the graph of quadratic equations. And here I have one very simple graph of minus x squared minus 2x plus 8. We can clearly see that the maxima is at minus 1 comma 9. Now let's test our code and see if it could give us the correct result. So here we have a prompt, and I'm going to enter it again. The lower limit could be anything, like suppose minus 5 to 100. Now we are given a quadratic equation which is correct, the interval, and most importantly the maxima. So we can clearly see that. Now we can even try this for some other values. Let's say, I don't know, maybe 2 and maybe -4, and C can be, I don't know, 10. So okay, so this is giving the the minima at 1 comma 8. So we are going to try this again, and let's see whether this works or not. 2 -4 10. Again, the lower limit and the upper limit, let's say from 100 -100 to 101. The minima is again at 1, so our code works. Now if we take a case at which the minima is not an integer, it's a point number, then I have written this code so that the value of integers are only accepted. So if we have a case in which we are getting a fractional number or a decimal number, then it would be rounded off, or rather be equated to the next greatest integer at which the value of the graph is maximum. So this could be modified by changing the variables to floating point, but considering the simplicity of the code, we like to keep integers over here. So this is basically our code, and this is a project and how we have implemented ternary search to solve the problem that binary search could not. Thank you.
Thank you.